Thank you all for coming today. Today, the computer science project presentation will be for Li Hen, who is 11th grade student, so a high school student, and his project is a smart door lock system. And I am your host. So first, we're going to be doing the introduction, which is what we are doing right now. And then the speaker, Li Hen, will do his demo of his project. And I don't think we have a Kahoot today. So after that, we are going to be going into the question and answer section, which you can ask your questions about this project. Li Hen, can I ask you to share your screen and present your project?
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Hong. This is basically a laser security module. It is a security system. So a little bit about me. I'm a junior in Arcadia High School. Also currently trying to move on street legal electric car. It's going decently well. I also like to make stuff and tinker with stuff in my spare time. And I occasionally cause arson when my tinkering goes wrong, which happens to be relatively frequent. I had 3 in the past year alone. So a little bit of the project. So this was created because I got really bored one day and I had nothing better to do. So the idea behind this was to add a layer of security of having to do like a major reconstruction, like taking out a door, taking out, I don't know, door frames, and doing like big makeovers. I also plan to like incorporate other more advanced things into this project, like facial recognition AI, and also hope to hook it up to a central computer, or basically link this up to other security modules to make a smart home of sorts. But instead of like, I don't know, closing the door for you, or like look out for burglars and other unwanted guests. So the main component, or at least like the main big computer behind this, was the Arduino. So what an Arduino is basically it is a programmable computer chip that can be used to control and receive data. It is similar to a Raspberry Pi, except it uses a different coding language, and it's not a full-on computer, and you need like a host computer to actually like program and control it. And this is useful for like multiple projects, especially things like this, because it's cheap and there's a huge aftermarket with a lot of like custom parts you could get. So here are some components I used. I didn't list out everything. I just found the more major components that was required to make the project work. Now, obviously, in the future, I will do more, add more components, but it's just the ones I have now. And now for a quick demo of my door security system. I've turned off the lights, so I don't think you can see anything. And also, whoever designed the camera for this computer is a genius because he put it at the bottom of the screen. So, all right. So I turned off the lights in order for so you can see better, because this currently like the output of this it's just lights and a buzzer, which is very, I don't know, for some reason the buzzer I don't think works properly because it's very quiet. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. I think Zoom is blurring out my.
I think you could turn off your virtual background. I think you probably select to blur the background.
Yeah,
so
I think I may have done that.
Yeah. So in the video setting.
All right, there we go. All right, so as you can see here, how this works, I have a laser here. Oh, it's okay. This is a laser. I have a laser sensor down here, which is it's a bit hard to see, but it is over here. You know what? And if I shine the laser at it, which is if you're mounting in a door, right? You normally have it shined at the sensor, and this will mean that everything is okay. Nobody's trying to get into your house, right? So if somebody were to cross it, as you can see here, the light would come on, which will indicate that there's somebody coming through. And I have hooked up currently these, hold on, let's see. Okay, these little keychain cards. They're kind of like hotel key cards, except they're hooked up to your chain, or like your keychain. And I'm not sure if this is the right key. I have like 50 of these lying on my desk. But if I were to scan it, you see a long blink came on, and I can walk through without hindrance. All right. This is very basic because it's just a proof of concept. Later, I'm gonna add like facial recognition ID. I know they make camera modules for these, so for these Arduinos. So so in the future, I'll make like a facial ID thing. So you could either use a key card as such, or you could just show your face to the camera and it should work. So yeah. Oh. And I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but there's a buzzer going off, but it's very faint. I think there's something wrong with it, but yeah.
Is that the end of the demo?
No, I have a bit more.
Okay.
All right. So some challenges I faced during the project. There were a few I faced. The biggest challenge I faced was myself, because well, during the coding process, I spent a long time trying to figure out what I did wrong, because for some reasons the code wouldn't work. But it turns out I had a little exclamation mark where I wasn't supposed to in one of my if statements, and that was kind of bad because I rewrote the code like twice, and I like I redid my code like 3 times over. So, and then some other issues I faced was the RFID sensor not working properly. And then also some of the modules I ordered didn't have wiring instructions, which was not optimal because I didn't know I know what the pins do, because like they have like little letters on them, but then without wiring instructions, you kind of don't know what those letters mean. And I also had a few issues of things catching on fire as the result of not having wiring instructions. Things didn't actually catch on fire, but they kind of just burned out. So, and also I got some poorly made wires on Amazon that didn't want to wire, which I think the issue was quite obvious. So future expansions. Now, obviously, I want to make this part of a smart house system, and I want to add like face ID recognition to this. So currently, this module works as a standalone unit, or it could work in conjunction with other modules hooked up to a like central processing unit, you could call it, right? A big central computer that controls everything that's going on, at least in your house. Some ideas of other sensors and modules would be like, I don't know, lighting control, door control, window breaking sensors, and maybe some like security cameras with AI working in them that could like basically know if there's a burglar. I have in fact made a camera AI thing that could basically recognize what's happening in the frame, so it could always, I could just incorporate that. And thank you for watching. That's all I have.
Thanks for your brilliant presentation. I think that's really good. Can I ask a few questions regarding your demo?
Okay.
Yeah. So, is it possible for you to like bring out the part of which you actually code you wrote your code? Is it on like a computer IDE, or is it like an actual physical thing that you coded into?
I coded on like the Arduino app and then uploaded to the computer thing, like the computer board, which controls everything. I have the code. Here's the code for those of you, wondering what it looks like. It's relatively short. It's just a proof of concept.
Yeah, Hung, can you just briefly go through all the code and do a brief introduction of every part, like which point is going to control which part?
Okay, so up here, I basically defined things, and because like the sensor is called what's called I called it it's called the MFRC522, and then the sensor itself has like 2 key pins, the SS pin and RST pin. I forgot what the SS stands for, but I know the RST is for reset. And I have a string called allowed, I'm gonna turn to a list soon. But the string I just declared it aloud. Basically, it's like because these key cards have like key card IDs, so I stored in the allow like the key card ID that I want to like let in, and then and then over here I defined like my LED pins, my laser receiving like module pin, because like the laser module is one that emits the laser, and there's one that like basically gets the data like, oh, is there a laser shining at it right now, right? I have a buzzer pin, and I started a serial. The serial was just for me to test, hold on, because when you run the code, I have a serial monitor, which, oh, I need to plug it in. I don't plug it in right now, but like the serial basically shows you like what's going on. I initiated the RFID, 4-second delay to make sure I initiate it properly. And then I will print out this, but this doesn't really matter because you don't get to see this happen. Eventually I'll add a display to it. So then like there will actually be a display saying like, oh, place your card or tag near the card scanner. And then I define the pinwheel outputs. So an Arduino has like pins, and I defined which of these were for output, which of these were for input. So the input pin was the laser like data receiving pin. So like if there was like a laser shining on it, it would like send data to the Arduino. So it's called input instead of output. And then I set Boolean access to false, which is like, is the person allowed here? And then I set num to digital read 8, which is like it will read from pin 8, and then like the value it reads will be stored at with the variable num. And then if the access is false, right, which it's on default it is, and if the num is 1, which means like if there's nothing like hitting the laser sensor, the number value be 1. So then I would initiate the deny access what do you call this? The deny access thing and the active buzzer thing, which basically makes the LED go crazy and the buzzer go crazy. And then if there's nothing triggering it, then it will turn it back off. And then here it says if there's a card present, it would continue, and then it will read a serial. This is all just for reading serial, because like when you read like a RFID card, it has like these. It reads like a huge amount of data, and honestly, the only thing you need is like the card ID. So what this does is basically just lets you read the card ID instead of the entire like huge like log of data. And then this prints out the serial, but doesn't matter in this case. It sets everything to uppercase so that there could be no room for error, because sometimes upper lowercase might screw things over. And then if it's equal to this is the card ID that I allow to pass through. So if it's equal, then it will say access granted, and it will allow access, which basically just makes the LED do a long shine thing instead of, I don't know, rapid pulses, which is like deny access. And that's basically it. It's relatively simple.
Really neat code. I really like how you put comments and then you name your variables accordingly, and then the logic of the code just throughoutly makes sense. I like your coding habit. Pretty good. Any questions from the audience?
Yeah. Sorry, Eric. I think we still have someone in the waiting room. Can you just check and let them in? Yeah.
Any questions from the audience that you guys want Lihan to answer?
I got a question. What was the proudest or like the most time-consuming part of this project?
The most time-consuming or the proudest?
Yes.
Most time-consuming part, probably me figuring out what was wrong with the code. I don't know, because like I think I accidentally pressed my keyboard, and then it just typed something random into my code, and it made it not work, and it took me ages to figure that out. Honestly, everything else was okay except for like a few minor hiccups here and there, like things burning out because of like no wire instruction. But I bought like a few like modules. So I just had to replace it and just, wire it the other way. Yeah. I mean, the only other thing was getting like, I don't know, getting the like how to code it, like because like the RFID thing has like has like its own library, so I had to like figure out like I don't know, the special quirks of the RFID module. But other than that, there's really nothing else that was overly difficult.
All right, Heng, I think you are seeking for some teammate, right? How many teammates you are like seeking, or do you have a plan on that one?
Oh, I think there was I think it was a bit of a miscommunication. I wasn't looking for teammates.
I mean, for the I think you also have another project like the electrical car.
Oh, no,
one.
that's been going on for a year now. We're working on the batteries and the frames right now, and signups are closed.
Okay. Yeah. Anytime will you need someone to help you complete the project, or you need a teammate, just feel free to let
Okay.
of the audience know.
I mean, it is a bit over budget, so I will accept donations.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that one. That one is not that easy to achieve, right? That is not that kind of project you can build within one day, but if you keep effort on that one, I think that should definitely be a very good project.
Hope to see you again, like in these kind of presentations for your electrical car later, like in the future, I guess.
Probably be a year later, actually. I don't know. No promises.
You don't have to make any promise now. Right now, just I'll keep touching with you about that one.
Anyone in the audience want to ask a question just about anything? I think it's a really interesting project. If no, I guess that's the end of today's presentation. So